What if I told you that healing doesn't happen in your head? It happens in your body, in this moment, in the space between your thoughts. For decades, I believed that understanding my past would heal it. If I could just analyze enough, figure out enough, explain enough, then I'd be free. But I had it backwards. The mind that created the problem can't think its way out of it. I'm Judi Bommarito, and this is healing card number 20, mindfulness, the final card in the mother phase. This isn't about meditation techniques or spiritual practices. It's about radical shift from living in your thoughts about life to actually living your life. I spent years trying to think my way to healing, reading books about narcissistic mothers, complex PTSD, family systems theory, analyzing every childhood memory, looking for the moment it all went wrong, replaying conversations, imagining what I should have said, planning what I'd say next time. My mind was a courtroom where I was simultaneously the prosecutor, the defense attorney, and the judge, trying the case of my childhood over and over, hoping that if I reviewed the evidence enough times, I'd finally reach a verdict that would set me free. But thinking about healing is not healing. Understanding trauma is not the same as processing it. Knowing why you feel a certain way doesn't stop you from feeling it. I could explain my mother's schizophrenia. I could trace the generational patterns. I could articulate exactly how her emotional unavailability shaped my attachment style, my people-pleasing tendencies, my inability to set boundaries. And yet, I was still suffering because all that knowledge lived in my head, and healing doesn't happen there. My mother wrote notes, scraps of paper scattered around her assisted living facility, fragments of thoughts she couldn't speak aloud. Real life is ranked. The smartest, hardest working, and the most talented come in first. Vented. I found this note crumbled on her nightstand. My first instinct was to analyze it. What did she mean? Was this about her childhood? Her father who gave her dentures instead of fixing her broken teeth? The family hierarchy where she felt she never measured up? But then something shifted. Instead of thinking about the note, I just sat with it. I read it slowly. I let the words land in my body, not my mind. And I felt something I hadn't expected, a tightness in my chest, a familiar ache, the feeling of never being enough, of constantly being ranked and found wanting. This wasn't something I thought, it was something I felt. And for the first time, I didn't try to explain it away or analyze it into submission. I just let it sit there. That's mindfulness. Not thinking about your experience, but experiencing your experience. I have a story about my mother. It's a good story, compelling, articulate, well-rehearsed. I've told it in artist lectures, in workshops, in conversations with friends. It has a clear narrative arc. Emotionally unavailable mother due to mental illness. Daughter becomes caretaker. Healing journey begins. Forgiveness emerges. But that story, however true, keeps me at a distance from what actually happened. It's a protective layer between me and the raw, unprocessed reality of my childhood. Mindfulness asks me to step out of the story and into the actual feeling. Not the narrative I've constructed about being unseen, but the sensation in my body right now when I remember being unseen. The tightness in my throat, the hollowness in my chest, the way my shoulders curl forward as if making myself smaller. These bodily sensations don't lie. They don't spin narratives or craft meanings. They just are. When I stay present with them, not thinking about them, but feeling them, something shifts. Energy moves. The stuck places begin to thaw. This is what all my years of analysis couldn't do. Be with the feeling itself without turning it into a story. My mother's notes revealed something I'd spent years avoiding. She wasn't just the source of my wounds, she was wounded too. Please, God, I want to be a good person and have people like me. When I read this note, my mind immediately wanted to do something with it. Make it about me. See, she never made me feel liked. Or make it about her. She was always seeking external validation. Or make it philosophical. We're all just seeking love and acceptance. But mindfulness said, just stay here. Don't explain it. Don't resolve it. Just be with the complexity of a woman who hurt you and who was also hurting. This is uncomfortable. The thinking mind wants to categorize victim or perpetrator, good or bad, forgivable or unforgivable. But the present moment holds all of it simultaneously. She failed me. She was also failed. I'm angry. I'm also sad. I want justice. I also want peace. Mindfulness is the capacity to hold paradox without collapsing into oversimplification. After my mother died, I created a series called Winter Had Come, layering images of her body with autumn leaves, inspired by a chapter from the novel Bambi by Felix Salten. It's a beautiful allegory between the last two leaves on the branch as the cold winds of winter approach. I worked on these images late at night, alone in my studio, and I noticed something. My body would respond before my mind caught up. My shoulders would tighten when I worked on certain images. My breath would become shallow. Sometimes tears would come without any accompanying thoughts. My body was processing something my mind couldn't articulate. This is what mindfulness teaches you. Your body holds the truth of your experiences. The thoughts come later. Explanations, justifications, stories. But the body knows immediately. When you're truly present, you drop below the level of thought into sensation. And that's where the real healing happens. Not in understanding why you feel tense, but in breathing into the tension. Not explaining your grief, but in letting your body shake with it. Not in analyzing your anger, but in feeling the heat of it without acting on it. Here's the practice I return to again and again. The body scan check-in. Stop what you're doing right now. Put your hand on your heart. Don't think about how you feel. Notice how you feel. Start at the top of your head and slowly scan down. Is your jaw clenched? Are your shoulders raised? Is your chest tight or open? Is your stomach relaxed or contracted? Are your hands and fists or soft? Just notice. Don't fix. Just be with what's there. Now name it. I'm holding tension in my shoulders. My chest feels tight. My hands are clenched. Take 3 slow breaths into the most tense place. Do this 3 times a day. Morning, afternoon, and evening. Set an alarm if you have to. When they sound, stop, scan your body, notice what's there. Take 3 breaths. That's it. No meditation cushion required, no apps, No perfect setting, just you, meeting yourself where you actually are. Mindfulness didn't make my past different. It didn't change the fact that my mother couldn't give me what I needed. It didn't erase the years of loneliness or confusion or feeling invisible. What it changed was my relationship to those experiences. Instead of constantly thinking about my childhood, I could feel what my childhood left in my body and gradually release it. Instead of analyzing my mother's limitations, I could sit with my disappointment and let it move through me. Instead of planning how to fix my relationship patterns, I could notice when an old pattern emerged and choose differently in the moment. Mindfulness brought me out of my head and into my life, out of the past and into the present, out of the story and into the sensation. And paradoxically, being present with my pain was what finally allowed it to shift. Not thinking about it, not understanding it better, just being with it, breathing with it, allowing it to be exactly what it was. We call this the mother phase, the full moon, when everything is illuminated. Through these cards, you've built the capacity to be present with complexity, to feel without drowning, to witness without fixing. Now mindfulness brings it all together, the ability to be present with whatever arises without running from it or getting lost in it. You're ready for the crone phase, wisdom, clarity, forgiveness. But you could only get here by being present with what you've avoided your whole life, the full truth of your experience, felt in your body, held with compassion. The last time I saw my mother before she died, I wasn't thinking about our complicated history or planning what I'd say or analyzing her mental state. I was just there, present to this ordinary moment between two women who finally learned to be with each other without all the stories in the way. That's what mindfulness gave us. Not a perfect relationship, but a real one. Not resolution, but presence. What would you change if you stopped thinking about your life and started living it? If you dropped out of the story and into the sensation? If you met yourself where you actually are instead of where you think you should be? Practice the body scan 3 times today. Set your alarms. When they sound, stop and notice what your body is telling you. Don't analyze it, just be with it. Share in the comments what you noticed. And if you've been following this journey in the mother phase from releasing shame through mindfulness, honor how far you've come. Next week, we'll begin the crone phase with a special recap video of our journey through the mother phase, cards 11 through 20, reflecting on what we've learned and preparing for the wisdom work ahead. Subscribe to continue this journey, because the deepest healing happens when you're brave enough to be present for it. Until then, practice presence. The moment is all we ever really have. Take good care.